Hello everyone. Am I audible to every one of you? Hello, hello. Am I audible to everyone? Is my voice perfectly clear? And am I visible as well? Please let me know if I'm audible and visible to each and every one of you. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to discuss about the pre-scene. Okay, great. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about the pre-scene that is being uploaded by ACCA. And that is very relevant to your examination. And a pre-scene that I believe is one of the most easiest one. But there are two factors that we now need to consider. Whenever the pre-scene is the easiest, remember, there are chances that the questions might be difficult. And whenever the pre-scene is difficult, there are chances that the questions might be easy. But the fact is that we have done each and everything, so nothing is easy and nothing is difficult for us. We are in a situation that we can cater around very easily, and we will be able to cope up with our question directly. So let's just quickly, rather than wasting our time, let's just quickly move towards the pre-scene. I've copied the pre-scene for all the physical students, so you guys can see. Okay, so I will try to upload the pre-scene first read in Urdu as well. Correct. I'm going to record it in my home, and I'll try to upload it in Urdu language as well, only for this class. From today onwards till the end, we are going to have all our classes in English language because of the fact that we need to practice in English, and we need to focus each and everything that the examiner is basically asking you in English language. So we will try to communicate in English so that we can each and every person who is right now sitting over here can understand it very well. I've given the pre-scene handouts to every one of you. Now, the structure of the entire workshop is that it goes like this, that you guys are going to, firstly, we are going to read the pre-scene in today's class. We'll be reading the entire pre-scene in today's class. I'll be reading the entire pre-scene in today's class. And the entire pre-scene will be read. We'll be discussing about the entire pre-scene as what the pre-scene is basically asking us. We are going to have some educated guess on the pre-scene. I'll try to have some educated guess as to which topics are very explicitly being identified in the pre-scene. We might discuss about some of the models as well. You guys are going to help me in identifying some of the models on the pre-scene. Um, the industry is repeated. Yes. Uh, I'm going to tell you that there's a similar question on the similar industry with the name of Highlight Hotels. We will be solving that question tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be solving that question. So this is how we are going to structure from today. We'll be starting off with the pre-scene. First, I'm going to read out the entire pre-scene in front of you. Today, entire class will be on the base of pre-scene. In tomorrow's class, I'm going to give you the highlight hotel question. Firstly, all the topics that are tested in highlight hotels, I'm going to give you brief summary of all those topics as to what are the topics that are tested, the technical part. Then I'll be starting off with the highlight hotel question, and we'll be moving forward with the other parts. Thirdly, we will, after 2-3 days, actually, I'll be needing 2-3 days to create a detailed pre-scene analysis in which I'm going to connect the entire topic or the entire syllabus of the SBL examination with the pre-scene. Let's just wait, Sakib, and I'll let you know. Firstly, you guys just need to listen to me, and then at the end of the day, whatever questions you have, we have thousands of questions. I'm going to answer it. But let me first finish how this workshop is going to help you out. So we will be going through the pre-scene today. Then we will, during this session, we are going to do at least 2 to 3, 4 past papers in our classes. Along with this, we will be entering into a point where we will be doing a detailed pre-scene analysis, right? In that detailed pre-scene analysis, I'm going to connect the entire part of the syllabus with the pre-scene that is given to you. So we'll be discussing about the models that can be tested in the examination. We'll be discussing about whatsoever information that is available to us. Thirdly, at the end of the day, we will also try to discuss, we'll also try to make at least 2 mock exams for you guys. And those mock exams are going to be held in the last 2 classes. I'm going to give you score on your mock exam. This is the only time you're getting a score on your mock exam. So I'm going to give you a score on your mock exam as to how well you have performed in the mock exam. Actually, since yesterday, I'm reading this pre-scene. There was an insight that okay, I need to upload the pre-scene. It's an easy pre-scene to read. There are some easy predictions that can be done from the pre-scene. But if you look at the pre-scene, you're going to get an idea that the pre-scene looks the same as if the other looks the same like the old pre-scenes. So I've given you the similar information as was given in the previous pre-scenes. There's nothing new. There's nothing new information in regard with obviously the words of the examiners are new. Obviously the industry is new, but it's a hotel industry. Remember, they have given you a service-based industry, and the picture that you can see in this pre-scene, this is Kingdom Tower, and majority near Kingdom Tower there's a business hub as well. This is a hotel where the people are basically living for a temporary time period. Then there is there's a motel as well, and there is a shopping plaza in this, and there's an entire near the Kingdom Tower. There's an entire business hub which is known as Kabth, King Abdul Fahad the business district. So there's a business district as well near this entire hotel industry. So this is going to be a hotel industry. As you know, I believe the most easiest part about this industry is that whenever we talk about the service sector model, I somehow believe that BCG, SFA, Menlo matrix, these are some of the models that automatically are more important in terms of service sectors. BCG model and other models, they seems to be more important as compared to the other models. So I believe in service sector, there are certain models, plus, the risk side, the risk heat map, Tara model. Again, these 2 areas are also competitively important. We are going to discuss about the models in near future. But let me just quickly move towards the pre-scene. This information is available to everyone who is going to attempt this SBL examination in December. Number one. Number two is that, sir, I've been receiving this question since last 2 days. Sir, will this pre-scene be available in our real exam as well? Will this pre-scene be available in our real examination as well? So yes, on the left side of your examination, you will get a tab of pre-scene in which exactly same replica of the pre-scene will be uploaded. Exact same pre-scene will be uploaded in your real examination as well. But you know it well that we are not going to open it again and again in the real examination, because that is going to waste our time. So whatever work that we are going to do on this pre-scene will be done in these classes, the next 15 classes that you're going to get in this workshop. So let's just quickly start from the pre-scene. They have given us again the similar 3 types of information. Again, the examiner normally tells you with an introduction. Then the examiner normally asks you that they're providing you with some hotel industry information, due to the fact that it's a service sector industry, it's an hotel industry. So they have given you a hotel industry information as well. Again, they have given you the level, that is the organization that we are going to be tested in our examination, and they have given you with the mission, values, and some financial information, including some of the KPIs as well. Now, one of the most important point to note over here is, remember, in the historic pre-scenes that we have already seen, in the historic pre-scenes that we have already gone through, remember, in every pre-scene they have given us with some mission and vision. In every pre-scene they have given us with some mission and vision. So we need to keep this thing in our mind. Whatever answer we are writing in our examination, whatever answer we are writing in our examination, it should not be contrary. It should not be contrary to the vision and mission. For example, sir, what are you trying to say? For example, if the let's suppose if the examiner says that you are investing in an organization that is producing higher level of pollution as compared to the acceptable pollution rate. There's an acceptable pollution rate being announced by the government of that economy. And if you are trying to acquire a company that is very profitable, you are trying to acquire a company that is very acceptable for the stakeholders, but that particular company is producing pollution more than the acceptable pollution rate, and your mission says that you are an economic friendly and an environmental friendly company, and you only work with the companies that are actually environmental friendly. Now, you need to keep this mission in your mind throughout the time period when you are actually attempting your examination. You need to keep this thing in your mind that you need to know the mission. You need to know, you need to rote learn it. You need to rote learn it by your heart, that this specific line states the mission of a company, and you can't deviate from the mission of the company. You have to be statedly structured when you are writing the answer on the mission that is provided by the company. So please make sure that you think 10 times before writing the answer. Your answer should not deviate from the mission, vision, values, or any other statement that is actually provided in the pre-scene. Examiner loves the answer in which you say that, okay, on the basis of our mission statement, or this statement or this project seems to be viable in accordance with our mission statement as well. This project or this statement seems to be viable in accordance with the vision statement as well. This project or this statement seems to be viable in accordance with the mission, vision, goals, and objective statements of the company as well. So you need to give your 110% to the mission statement and the vision statement. You need to make sure that there is no contrary statement against the mission and vision in your actual answer, because if there is a contrary statement, this is going to give you negative marking. Remember one more important point: every single pointer that you're going to write in your examination, every single question that you're going to write in your examination, it should in some way or the other have some connection with the information provided in the pre-scene or the information provided in the exhibit. You need to justify the pointers in accordance with the exhibits, or you need to justify the pointers in accordance with the pre-scene information that you have read. We are going to read the pre-scene so many times that all the information provided in the pre-scene will in some way or the other be into our minds. I hope so. This is crystal clear to every one of you, right? Okay, so let's just quickly move. So it says introduction, then we are given with the hotel industry information. I'm going to do some annotation on this part. So whatever annotated part you want, I'm going to share it to you on your WhatsApp groups as well. So please be very much attentive and just have 100% attention on what I'm trying to teach you right now. So it says that we have been given with the introduction. So we'll look into the introduction. We are given with some of the information related to the hotel industry. So hotel industry information means that we have been given with the overview of the hotel industry. Okay, overview. We wanted to have an overview how the hotel industry basically works. That is something good. Then we are being given with the types of guest. Now, uh, historically, when we get different types of guest, this means that there might be some instances on the different types of different types of services as well. I'm just trying to relate some parts from the historic pre-scene that I've read. It was an airline company, and the airline company said that there is no frill strategy. So no frill strategy means the basic hotel service, the basic airline services, that is travel from one stop to the other. So they might tell you in this as well that the hotel is providing maybe no frill strategy, which means that you're just going to get a room for stay, and that is going to be in the minimal possible amount. Or if you want to add on the breakfast, or you want to add on lunch or buffet or dinners or a brunch or maybe other corporate meetings as well. Rating system. We are going to see that there are some rating systems as well: industry structure, business model, revenue streams. So if you have been given with the revenue streams, this means that we have a very good comparative value. Let's suppose if they have not given us the revenue streams in this pre-scene for our company, then they might give us in the exhibits. But this revenue stream is going to give us a very good comparative value as to what are the possibilities in which we can either tap into, or what are the possibilities that we are right now doing, but doing it better than the other competitors or less than the competitors. So we need to see that specific part as well. Then industry challenges, obviously, every industry has some challenges. Innovation and business development, industry success factor. So they are basically telling you the key performance indicators and critical success factors. So these are going to be the critical success factors of an industry. So there are certain pointers that basically makes this industry successful. For example, in order to make the teaching industry, or in order to make my teaching successful, I need to have a critical success factor, that I need to have the bestest possible resources available in me, and I need to deliver it in the bestest possible way. So the bare minimum resources, a very good teacher to teach the entire, let's suppose, syllabus of SBL. This is the critical success factor that we need to have. So critical success factor, then we have some key performance indicators as well. They have provided us with the industry body as well. So level overview. Company background, then now there is a background of the company given to us. Now we are being told about the company's information, the company background, the company growth, board structure. When I don't know if the board structure is in line with the requirement of the corporate governance. I don't know if the board structure, we are currently a limited liability company, we are currently a private company or a public company. But if we are a private company, we might be asked in the real examination that we are converting it to to the listing requirement. We are going for the listing requirement, or let's suppose we are about to list ourselves in the stock exchange of that specific economy. So the board structure might be very much reliant on us. So there can be a question on the board structure as well. And then there's the sources of income. Obviously, the sources of income is directly connected in some way or the other to the revenue streams. So we might be told that the sources of income are less than the revenue streams available in the industry, or we are being using all the sources of income that are equivalent to the revenue streams available in this industry. So we need to look into this. Seasonality. What do you mean by seasonality? Obviously, there's a season for hotel industry. For example, in December, there's a season for hotel industry. During the holiday season, normally people go and travel all around the world. Then pricing strategies or policies, seasonal variation, very good. Key activities and processes, employees, suppliers and procurement, information system, risk. They have given us some information about the risk. There might be chances that the examiner might ask you to identify the risk, the other risk from the exhibits, to provide the impact of the existing risk that they have identified, or and the mitigation actions. Or there are chances that the examiner might ask you to identify other risks from the exhibits to give us the impact on those risks and the mitigation activities. Then they have given us mission and values. I'm very much astonished that they have not given us vision. But the fact is that if they have given us mission, my suggestion is to rote learn this one specific line before going into your examination. Because if this line of mission and vision is at the back of your mind, you are going to write your answer in accordance with the mission. And trust me over the fact the examiner loves your answer if you say that whatever strategy I'm suggesting, it is in accordance with the mission, it is in accordance with the vision, it is in accordance with the values of the company, and this is going to gain you good amount of marks in your examination. Then level financial information and the key performance indicator. So we have been given with the key performance indicators of the industry. Along with this, we have been given with the key performance indicators of the company as well. We have been given with the financial information about the company as well. However, they have given us the industry body in the overall industry. So let's just quickly move towards it. Just give me 1 minute. I'm coming back and we are then starting it off. हाँ यार यही करा यही बात करा Okay, so moving forward, let's see. I'm going to answer all your questions. Just wait for the time period. I'm going to give you equal chance to ask me question. But for the time being, you just need to focus on what I am saying. You just need to write on your handouts the facts that I'm providing you, and just keep on, just have a listening ear right now, and then I'll be answering all your questions, right? Okay, so level PLC. The best part about this examination is that they provide you every information possible. So level PLC, which means it's a public listed company. So the board structure need to be in accordance with the corporate governance requirement. And the corporate governance requirement states that the executive directors and non-executive directors should have equal representation or balance in the board. Plus, they should be, it's a suggestion that there should be 4 different committees prevalent in the company. The first one is the nomination committee, remuneration committee, risk committee, and the audit committee. So there should be 4 different committees in the board structure. The entire board should be held by the chairman of the company, and it is suggested that the good governance states that the chairman and the the chairman and the executive director should be 2 different persons. It's recommended by the board, not mandatory by the corporate governance code. Is a hotel chain in a country of Eastland. Level own and operate 35 high quality 4 stars hotel. So they own 4 stars hotel located throughout the Eastland. So there are 4-star hotel. There is no 5-star. There is no 1-star, 2-star, 3-star. They operates 35. They own and operate 35 high quality hotel. Okay. So sometimes in hotel industry, there are 2 types of companies. For example, in my economy, there's a company with the name of Pick Hotel Chain. hotel management chain. So Movenpick Hotel Management Chain is a company that provides the services of running a hotel. They don't own, they own to some extent, but they provide the operational and day-to-day running services for a hotel company. And then there is another type of hotel in which we own the hotel and we operate the entire hotel. So there can be two different sectors. Then level target market is primary leisure guest. Now, what are the leisure guests? The guests that are not corporate, the guests that basically go for holiday and they spend 10 to 15 days in another economy. Now, hotel information, industry information. Hotel provides short-term accommodation to the people who pay and stay in the hotel room. People staying in the hotel are referred as guests. So the people who are staying in the hotel are referred as guests, as well as providing the accommodation. Many hotels also provide additional facilities such as restaurants, bars, swimming pools, I would say jacuzzi, fitness centers, spa, beauty treatment, spaces for private events, for example, weddings, conferences, and room for business meetings as well. So normally there are many people who provide such information as well. Now, types of guest. How many types of guests do we have? A hotel's guest can be split into two broad categories. So basically, there are two broad categories, business and leisure. Now they have started with the information relating to the industry. But remember one thing, we only deal with one particular type of company or one particular type of guest, and that yeah, उसको भी 25. We are totally dealing with one particular type of guest, that is leisure guest. We are not dealing with the corporate guest. We are right now not dealing with the corporate guest. Now, if we are right now not dealing with the corporate guest, this means if we are right now not dealing with the corporate guest, this means that there might be chances of us entering into another industry, that is the corporate guest. Or there might be chances of buying a company that is dealing with the corporate guest, which means acquisition or mergers. And whenever I say that there might be chances of acquisition of merger, this means that the SFA model is now triggered. This means that the SFA model can now be equally triggered. Do you get this? So it says that the industry have two different types of guests. They have business guests and leisure guests. The two types of guests typically have different requirements for the hotel. But remember, when I say that we are currently working in the leisure type of guest, this means that our strength in terms of the facilities, our strength in terms of the human resources, our strength in terms of the trained human resources, and the facilities are only related to the leisure type of customers. As they have indicated that both these guests have two different types of needs. Both these guests have two different types of requirements. So we might have to invest in the infrastructure as well if we are dealing with the business guests. For example, the business hotels normally have conference rooms. The business hotels normally have projectors installed. The business hotels normally have coffee or big restaurants in them so that they can be meetings of the people. The business hotels requirement will be different. So remember, if there is a question that we are entering into the world of business customers as well, make sure that you write that we need to evaluate our strength. We need to evaluate if we have those resources in order to, get into this industry. If you remember, I told you that there was a question of infrastructure road construction company, in which the road construction company has the experience of constructing the road on plain areas. And in this scenario, the examiner asked that now we are thinking to acquire another company that is in another economy, but that economy is not plain area. The economy is now more contained of the mountainous areas. So the first thing that I admired over there, or the first thing that we identified over there, is that we need to get machinery in order to, make the construction project viable in those areas. We need to provide training to the people as well. So two different guests, two different types of requirement. Both the requirements will be totally different. Maybe the infrastructure of the hotels are also going to be different. And this is reality. I have been to different part of the world and as a leisure guest as well. So the hotels normally have a very good room. They normally have good views from their room. They normally have some coffee shops, some small tuck shops or something like that. But if I go for a business meeting, so normally those hotels where all the teams are staying, they have the conference room, they have meeting rooms, they have their laptops installed in those meeting rooms where we can work. They normally have some coffee shops in which more than 10 to 15, 50 people are normally accommodated. So, the requirements are going to be totally different for these two different types of guests. But remember, currently we are just focusing on the leisure guest. So business guest stays for work purposes. So they value convenience. Now, remember, this is something that if we are thinking of entering into this industry, if we are thinking of entering into this industry will become our opportunity if we cover up the opportunities that are given in this industry. That is, we need to value convenience. For example, having easy access from the hotel client workplace for meetings, and productivity. For example, having fast and reliable Wi-Fi connection to allow them to work in their hotel. So business individuals value convenience. So if we are going for acquisition or merger, we are and the acquisition and merger relates to such an industry. I don't know why, but I'm getting a feeling that he might ask you to evaluate an option of buying a company that basically, or buying a hotel that basically deals with such customers that facilitates the business clients. And he may give you with some financial and non-financial information about that hotel, and he might ask you to provide a detailed evaluation as if you should enter into this acquisition or merger arrangement or not. So you need to think that if that hotel is providing convenience or to the business client, and by convenience to the business client, I mean value convenience in terms of giving easy access from the hotel to the workplaces. Number first thing that they are asking is easy access from the hotel to the workplaces and having a good Wi-Fi connection so that they can work from hotel. Historically, there was work from home. Now it's work from hotel. Isko 25 पे कर. Yes, they might. Yeah, then leisure guests are away from home for personal reasons. For example, on vacation. So they tend to be more concerned with their facilities and atmosphere of the hotel and its local environment to help them to relax and enjoy their stay. Leisure guests tend to be more price sensitive. Okay, so this means that majority of the industry, in order to get good amount of guests coming to their company or coming to their hotel, they need to have a price penetration strategy. Then the business guests, and now that this is in comparison, and they typically stay for a longer period of. So business guests normally stays for 1 day, 2 day till the business conference comes to an end. But the leisure guests, they normally stay for more than one, or they normally stay for 15, 20 days as well. Now, rating system. A star rating system from 1 star to 5 star is used to classify the hotels in Eastland. So this means 1 the lower point and 5 the higher. And remember, we provide 4-star hotel with 1 denoting the most basic accommodation and 5 the highest quality. The rating are awarded annually by inspectors from the National Tourist Board. Visit Eastland. They are based on room quality. Okay, so now the categorization of these stars are based on 3 different factors. Number 1 is the room quality, the size of the guest room. So if they are big guest rooms, so this means more stars, and the range and quality of facilities. So for example, you're getting welcome drinks, you're getting a very clean washroom, you're getting good view from your windows or something like that. So this means that you are on a higher star rating. Okay, so moving forward, second one is the service quality. The service provided by the staff throughout the hotel. For example, if I'm calling the service quality, the service quality means that the services that they are providing throughout the hotel. For example, if the customer is calling for the room services, how much time are they responding to the customer? How much time period are they taking to respond to the customer's need? Then the third part is the range of facilities, for example, restaurants, bar, swimming pool, fitness center, and spa. So there are fitness centers, there are spa, there are swimming pools, there are bars, there are restaurants. These are all those factors that are going to provide rating right from 1 stars to 5 stars. Now, I'm assuming that 1 to 5 stars is for both type of hotels. Either it's a business guest hotel or the leisure guest hotels as well. Now, moving forward, the following tables are indicative of the key facilities or services which need to be provided to achieve the different star rating. Okay, so they have given us a chart in which we know it well that we lie on the 4-star hotel. So we are providing all these services. Now, there might be chances that they may give you in the real exhibit that the customers of our company or the customers of our hotel are not satisfied. And there are chances that the star of the company, or let's suppose the authority that provides us 4-star might demote us, and now they state us as 4-star, as 3 stars, or 4, let's suppose 2 stars. And there might be chances that we are trying to enhance the qualitative characteristics, and we might move from 4 stars to 5 stars as well. So it can go both way around. But if he is asking you a suggestion that the company is thinking to get themselves elevated to 5-star category, how do you think this is going to be possible for the company? So you need to keep this chart in your mind, and then you are going to answer how is this possible to convert a 4-star hotel into a 5-star. Remember, in the first line of the pre-scene, they have told us that we are a 4-star hotel. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. So moving forward, it says facilities, services offered. Everyone will have to provide guest room. It goes without saying. Private bathroom facilities ensuite. That is, okay, so in 1-star, there's no private bathroom. So there will be common washrooms. But in 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5-star, there are washrooms that are private washrooms as well. Breakfast available. In the right from 2 stars to 5 stars, the breakfast facilities are available. Restaurants and bar offering food and drink. So there are 3 hotels like 3 stars, 4 stars, and 5-star. And because of this, they say, I remember, although I don't know if I should say this or not, but I remember my stay in Dubai. So I booked a hotel. And when I went for the payment for that hotel, The payment was quite, it was basically more expensive than the normal hotel. So I asked him, why is it expensive? So he said, sir, there's a bar, plus tonight we have a DJ coming to our bar and you can enjoy that. So I said, no, I really don't want this. I just want a room. So I would not like to pay for this. Yeah, no, sir, no one is going to see. You can go and enjoy over there. So, hotel industries, they normally involve these DJs and other personalities for the entertainment of their guests as well. And this is normally for the leisure guest. Then restaurants and bar offering foods and drinks. Wide range of amenities in the guest room. For example, television, iron equipment, ironing equipment, Wi-Fi complimentary, tea and coffee making facilities. If you go and book a room in Makkah Tower, that is Clock Tower, you are going to get a complimentary basket for fruits as well. So they value it a lot. They value it a lot that, okay, I'm going to get a complimentary basket for a fruit thing as well. Let's see. Then leisure. So these are three hotels that are providing all the activities till the point number 4. Then leisure facilities for the guests, for example, swimming pool, fitness center, spa, beauty treatment. They could have included gyms as well. So this is only included in 4 stars and 5 star. The only thing that differentiate between 4 and 5 star is world class luxury. Now, if you want to see a 5 star hotel in reality, up to the extent I have seen, and I have not stayed over there, but I have seen in reality, it is a hotel in again in UAE and with the name of Atlantis. That is the most expensive hotel in the UAE. In fact, I would say in the entire Emirates, that is the most expensive hotel. In Atlantis, there is a hotel, and then there is an entire, I would say, an activity, uh, the water park all around it, and they provide you when you book a room over there, they give you an entire day activity passes as well, and you just have to be over there. You don't even think of moving out of that hotel. So world class luxury, for example, personalized services, chauffeurs, fine dining restaurants. So you're going to get fine dining restaurants. You're going to I remember in one of the business meetings, when I went over there, there was a hotel in which there were live sushi moving around the hotel through a small ship. So whenever I used to come down, I used to have one sushi over there. So anyone and everyone who's living in this hotel room or who have booked a hotel room, they can go and have some live sushis from that restaurant. So that was not 4 class, 5 class, but for 5 class you have to be 5 star. You have to be world class luxury, which means personalized services should be provided to the customers who are living over there. The price, the prices of hotel charge for a room typically reflect its star. Obviously, 1 star is going to be cheaper as compared to the 5 star. With luxury hotels of 5 star and charging much higher prices than basic hotel of 1 star. Now, let's look at the industry. Till here, the information is quite simple. We know they have provided us very simplistic form of information till the information that I've read. The hotel industry in the East End comprises of mix of hotel and independence. Now, what do you mean by a mix of hotel and independence? So let's see. Chains. Hotel chains are businesses which operate a number of hotels. The hotels in the chains typically chauffeur. Chauffeurs, who are the chauffeurs? Drivers. Drivers having a uniform. They are normally known as the chauffeurs. So the hotels in a chain, for example, if you want to go from one place to another, you have your personal driver standing outside the hotel. The hotel in the chain typically share a brand name and often have standardized design. Um, for example, there is a hotel with a brand name. For example, Movenpick. It's a brand name hotel, and there's another hotel like Hilton. Yes, Hilton. Hilton is quite expensive as well as it is all around the world. So whenever you go for your leisure activities, PC, Pearl Continental, yes, PC, Hilton, Movenpick, these are all branded hotels. Marriott, yes, Ramada, Radisson, no, Radisson is also over there. Okay. So, and often have standardized design. So if you go to Hilton, they have standardized design, and I know this. I've seen Hilton hotel everywhere around the world, wherever I have traveled. Serena, yes, they have the specific type of design being incorporated. So, and often have standardized design and quality standard, meaning guests have a similar experience if they stay at different hotels within the same chain. Hotel chain typically have a single website. So they have a single website. So this means that it is very easy to book the hotel. Let's suppose if I'm sitting in Pakistan and I want to book a hotel in Dubai. So if it's for the Hilton, I can book it through one specific site. If I want to book a hotel of Hilton in Turkey, so again the same website, I just need to change the location and I can, book it over there where the guest can make the booking for any of their hotel in the chain. So this means that there's a chain of hotels. There's a chain of hotels. But if you remember, whenever someone comes to Karachi from train station, so near the Kent station, you may find independent hotels in the buildings as well. They charge you for a room, rent a room or something like that, a hotel, a room for 1 day or 2 days. So these are independent hotels. So the independent hotels are these are the businesses which operate as a single hotel rather than being part of the chain. Operating independently allow greater flexibility and enables the hotel to offer a unique experience to the guest. So we are offering unique experience to the guest. However, they cannot benefit from the economies of scale which are available to the hotel chain. So they are not going to get any benefit from the economies of scale. Independent wouldn't, yeah, independent means one singular hotel. They do not have chain of hotels. So it's like a single hotel and not having a chain of hotel rather than being a part of the chain, operating independently, allow greater flexibility and enable hotel to offer unique experience to the guests. However, they cannot benefit from the economies of scale because they do not have larger number of hotel chain, so they do not benefit from the economies of scale. Now, independent hotel are significant part of the market in Eastland. So our market, the economy in which we are talking about, it is more dominated by the independent hotel rather than the chain of hotel, accounting for 48% of the supply of the guest room in 20x4. So 48% is being dealt in 20x4 by independent hotels. However, there has been consolidation within the industry in the recent year due to the hotel chain buying an independent hotel and larger chain acquiring smaller chain. There is intense competitive pressure between the hotel chain. So there is an intense competition in between the hotel chain and independent hotel. Hotel chain in the Eastland have also increased their numbers of hotels through organic growth. So this means that they focus on organic growth, opening new hotels and partnering arrangement, in particular franchise agreements. So, they are giving you a hint. They're giving you a hint that, okay, we might ask you to consolidate yourself into a franchise agreement. We might ask you, I don't know if we are working as a chain industry or we are working, although we are a public listed company. So I believe that we may be working in a chain type of hotel, but let's see if we are working as an hotel chain. And if we are working as an hotel chain, I believe that there can be a question asked in the examination that there's an independent hotel with the name of PQR, and we are giving a bidding offer to that independent hotel. So you are an external consultant and you are being asked that should we give this franchising agreement or should we acquire this PQR hotel or should we go for the merger of this PQR hotel? What are the advantages of having a franchising agreement with them, or what are the disadvantages of having a franchising agreement? The advantages are that they are going to have our brand name onto their hotel chain. The advantages are that we are going to get more and more amount of revenues from them as well. We are going to be profit sharer. we are going to be revenue sharer. But disadvantage is that if the customer is having a bad experience in that specific hotel, this means that the customer will believe that the entire chain of our hotel is bad. So remember, we need to read once and for all what franchising agreement actually means, the advantages and disadvantages, and you know the handout in which we have already discussed about the franchising agreements. Now let's move towards the business model. So there are certain business models. So they say that there are two business model operating in the hotel in the Eastland. So there are two basically business model: owner managed hotel and franchise. So this means that I'm the owner and I'm managing the entire hotel, or I'm the owner and I'm giving, let's suppose, Mr. A, I'm signing an agreement with Mr. A that he can use my name, and he can put my tag on his hotel, and he can provide the services to the guest in accordance with the SOPs that I'm going to provide. So there's a franchised hotel as well. The owner control and manage all the hotel operation and is wholly responsible for the strategies and performance. In the context, the owner could be either chain or independent hotel business. So this means that the owner is managing the entire hotel. So they are not going for franchising. This means that if there is an owner owned hotel, this means that the entire number of hotels, if it's a chain of hotel, the entire number of hotels are going to be on the basis of organic growth. Or if it's an acquired growth, then we are not selling franchise. We are getting 100% share of another hotel and putting our name on it, and then it will be managed by us, the owner. Hmm? Branch? Manage means that I'm the only owner and let's suppose float all the policies of running the hotel. I'm going to float the policy. Obviously, there will be branch managers. Franchised hotel. The franchised model involves fee-based agreement between a hotel chain franchisor. This means the brand franchisor is the person who is selling the name, and a third-party operator franchisee is the person who is buying the name of that specific hotel. The franchisor allows the franchisee to use its brand name and systems. For example, reservation, booking system. So this means that the franchisor is allowing the franchisee to use the brand name and the software, the system as well. Okay. The franchisor also provide guidance and support to the franchisee, for example, with marketing. So basically, the franchisor is providing you three different facilities. You can use our brand name, you can use our booking system, and we are going to market your name under our umbrella. But someone who enters into a franchising agreement will never ever be able to make their own hotel as a brand hotel for their own name. It is going to be my name flourishing as a franchisor, not their name. So this could have been the disadvantage. The franchisee pay a fee to the franchisor for the use of the brand name and its system. I believe normally franchisers charge the fees on the basis of revenue and not on the basis of profit. That is my belief. I don't know if they have given such information in this case or not. But my belief is whatever franchising agreement I have seen in my entire life, normally the franchising agreements goes like this, that the franchising agreement is dependent. The franchisee pays the fee, a percentage of the fee on the basis of the revenue rather than on the basis of the profit. Franchisor consolidates the franchisee. No, it's a franchising agreement, not the consolidation. It's not a consolidation agreement. The franchisee pay a fee to the franchisor for the use of its brand name and its system. The franchisee own the hotel building or lease it from a third party. So this means that let's suppose if there is a hotel with the name of Hilton and there's a hotel with the name of tell me a hotel name that is not very much prominent. Let's suppose a hotel name that is not prominent.
Sorry.
Hotel Farhan. Hotel Farhan. So what we can do is Hilton might provide a franchising agreement to Hotel Farhan, which means that Hilton is a franchisor. Now, the fact is that Hotel Farhan is the building of the Hotel Farhan. The building of the Hotel Farhan should be owned by franchisee. Or the building of Hotel Farhan should be finance leased by a third party. Again, if I say finance leased by a third party, which it means bank. And you know it very well that according to IFRS 16, every lease is going to be considered as finance lease unless there are two conditions. That the lease is for a lesser period of time, a smaller period of time, or $5,000 and less. So they say that the Hotel Farhan should either be owned by the person and then they can enter into a franchising agreement with Hilton Hotel, or Hotel Farhan should either be leased by a person. So the franchisee owns the hotel building or leases it from a third party. Real estate company from third party. Okay, so they have not mentioned it as bank. They have mentioned it as a real estate company. Bank, real estate company, it's the same. The franchisee control the day-to-day operation. So franchisee is going to have the option of controlling the day-to-day operations. Abdullah, I'm going to come to your questions. Just wait for a minute. The franchisee is going to control the day-to-day operations of the company, of the hotel, but has to follow the franchise's standard around the product and service quality in order to uphold the franchisor's brand. What do you mean? This means that the franchisor, who is Hilton, he is going to provide some of the standard operating procedures. And Hotel Farhan owner is going to apply these standard operating procedures in their day-to-day activities. The day-to-day activities is going to be monitored by the franchisee. And I believe that like every franchising agreement, there will be some quality control audits. There will be some financial audits as well. Sometimes if the hotel chain is an outsider international hotel chain, they also go for forensic audit. So I don't know if they are doing this or not, but they have explicitly stated that the franchisee owns the hotel building or leases it from a third party or real estate company. So the franchisee need to own the hotel. So it cannot go like this. For example, if I have a rented hotel and if I go and ask Hilton to provide me the franchising agreement, to provide me their brand name, they're not going to give us. I need to own the hotel or I need to get the hotel on the finance lease. From a third party, the franchisee controls the day-to-day operations of the company, but has to follow the franchisor standard around the product and service quality in order to uphold the franchisor's brand name. The five largest hotel chain in Eastland accounted 23.1% of the total supply of hotel room in 20x4. And we were given with another data that is independent hotels are significant part of the Eastern accounting for 48%. So the five largest hotel are of the total supply. Some of these chains use an owner managed model while other use a franchise model. So some of these chains have owner managed model. This means that they are totally owned by the owner and the owner is going to look after the entire chain of hotel, and some of them are franchise based model. So owner managed model. So now if I just conclude the entire stuff, I'm getting an idea. There are two models. Two models. There are two different models. Now the first model is owner managed chain, which means if I have hotel 1, if I have hotel 2, and if I have, let's suppose, hotel 3, all these hotels are going to be managed by owner only. This means the day-to-day operations, day-to-day operations. Is it clear? And the second model is the franchise chain model. Let's suppose if I am Hilton and if I have hotel 1 and I have hotel 2 and I have franchise 1 and franchise 2. So these hotel 1 and hotel 2 are going to be managed by the owner. However, the franchise 1 and franchise 2 will be managed by the and this franchisee is going to manage the day-to-day operations. However, the hotel owners, the actual owners, are also going to manage the day-to-day operations of their original hotels. Now, this franchisor, I would rather add over here a franchisor, is going to provide the franchisee with certain standard operating procedures, to operate the franchise hotel. Remember one thing, if you enter into a franchising agreement, you are going to get 3 services. You are going to get 3 services. The first service is you are going to be marketed by franchisor. Are you clear on this? You are going to be marketed by franchisor. The second service is that you can use the software or system. And what was the third service?
Brand name. Use of brand.
Yes, use of
Brand.
brand name. But remember, नहीं marketing लिखा हुआ था, देखो उसमें लिखा हुआ. Now remember one thing. There is no such thing as free lunch in an economy. So if you are getting a franchising agreement, you will have to pay a fee as well. I'm going to share this entire annotated version with you as well. Don't worry. No, you don't need to write it. I'm going to share this annotated. Well, good luck. Okay, moving forward. Do you get this? All online students, please give me a thumbs up if you are getting what I'm trying to explain. So they say that there are 2 types of model. Then the first, very good, Maria. Very good, Zabardast. Okay, moving forward. So the 5 largest set of hotel chain in Eastland accounted for 23% of the total supply of the hotel room in 20x4. Some of these chains use our owner managed model while others use franchise model. So there are five largest hotels. So number one is, I would rather call it as B, T, V, Y, and H. Hillet. I believe it's something near to Hilton. Then, if you can see that out of these five largest hotels, three of them are 3 stars, and two of them are 2 stars. Sorry, 4 stars. Number of hotels. This means that all of them are chains of hotel. All of them are chains of hotel, and that is very much evident from the first line as well. You can see the more number of hotels in first one and the least number of hotels in the last one. Total number of rooms 75,600 and 10,800. Percentage of total hotel rooms in Eastland, percentage of total hotel room, which means if we have 1,000 hotel room, out of 1,000 hotel room, let's suppose if we have 100 hotel rooms in the entire Eastland, 10.5 hotel rooms are owned by first company. If we have 100 hotel rooms in the entire Eastland, 5.6 hotel rooms are owned by the second one, and 1.5 hotel room are owned by the last company. It's a percentage of hotel room. This means that this must be calculated as room owned by hotel divided by total hotel in Eastland. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, so average number of room per hotel. So there are 150 in the first one and 120 in the last one. The first one is an owner managed hotel. What do you mean by owner managed hotel? This means that the owner manages the entire stuff of hotel by himself. You didn't understand this point? It says that it says percentage of hotel room in Eastland. So percentage of total hotel rooms in Eastland. So this means 0.4 belongs to the LEV. Sorry, I didn't get this. This means that the total hotel room in the Eastland and the room owned by the hotels. So the Beston owns around 10.5% of the total hotels. 10.5% rooms of the total hotel. It's very easy, bhai. 10.5%. Huh? Sorry. Total hotel rooms, obviously. So if there are 100 rooms in the entire Eastland, 10.5 rooms are owned by the first company in the hotels of Beston. Do you get this? Is it clear? Okay, so moving forward, the average number of the first one is the owner managed, the second one is the franchise, and the last one is the owner managed. So you know the owner managed model and you know the franchising model as well. Then it says revenue stream. Although hotel generate the majority of the revenue from accommodation. Okay. So the major, if I divide, sorry. So it says, although the hotel generate majority of the someone wrote down the entire model that I made. Yes. Okay. So it says although the hotel generate majority of the revenue from the accommodation. So if I divide the accommodation, revenue. So first thing first is that we are going to get the revenue from accommodation, food and drinks sales, and an important addition revenue stream. are an important additional revenue stream. Four-star hotel typically generates 60 to 70% of the total revenue from accommodation. This is known as room revenue. So the accommodation revenue is classified as room revenue. Clear? The accommodation revenue is classified as room revenue. Food and drink sales account for between 25 to 35% of the total revenue. Then there is another major portion, that is food and drink of the total revenue. Other services, wedding, business conferences, event, spas, beauty salon, treatment account for 10 to 15. So third service is the other services. That includes miscellaneous services. So there are three revenue streams of the industry. Hotel room, the major one, food and drink, second, and other services, third. The restaurants and bar in many hotels are open to non-residents, meaning people who are not staying in hotel can still buy food and drink in the restaurant or bar. So this means that they are providing services to other customers as well. For example, if you're not living in the hotel, you can come and have drinks, you can come and have food from our hotel. The operating profit margins for the hotel in Eastland is typically around 10%. Okay. So the industry margin is equal to 10%. And remember, margin means profit on sales, right? Uh, Industry challenges. Now, you guys need to make sure that when I talk about industry challenges, think of the fact that how to cope up with these industry challenges. There might be a question as how the company can counter these industry challenges. So you need to keep this thing in your mind. Think of the fact that how can you cope up with the industry challenges. Let's see what are the industry challenges that they have given us. So first thing is intense competition. There's an intense competition. Hotel in Eastland need to find ways to differentiate themselves from the competitors in order to attract and retain the guests. This means that they need to provide some differentiated strategies. They need to provide some differentiated services, some services that are different from the entire industry if you want to be better than the other hotels. Economic downturn, there's an scarce resources, hotel, scarce resources. Yes. Economic downturn, the entire economy might also be in recessionary phase. Eastland had suffered an economic downturn in the recent years. So, you know, which model can be tested over here? They can be a model of pestle, because there is an economic downturn, which means recessionary phase, leading to a fall in demand for hotel accommodation. Now, leading to a fall in demand for hotel accommodation is a line that is going to provide a secondary outcome to your answer. For example, if I say, let's suppose they have asked me identify what are the challenges and how to cope up with these challenges. So I might write that there's an economic downturn in the industry. And this point has been seconded by the pre-seen material, which says that the demand for the hotel accommodation is continuously falling during 20x4. So this can be a secondary line of what you might write in your examination. This can be a support line of what you are going to write in your examination in regard with the economic condition. Particularly from leisure guest, I'm getting an idea, I'm getting a hint that he might consider moving into another business stream, that is business guest hotel. But remember, that is not his expertise. We have expertise of providing leisure guest. The business guests are totally different. They need chauffeurs. They need services in terms of providing them cars and the meeting rooms. They need good internet. So you need to be very much interested in the infrastructure of such hotels as well. More generally, maybe moving to another company as country as well, yes. More generally, volatility in the global economy alongside concerns about high inflation has reduced people's willingness to spend. Again, this has reduced the demand for the hotel accommodation, both in the Eastland and also in other countries. How to cope up with the economic downturn to reduce the hotel prices? To reduce the hotel prices and to make them more appealing to the customers. How to go on with the intense competition? By providing, see, they have given us the answer themselves, by providing the individual with some differentiated types of services, with some niche services, with services that the other hotels are not giving. Rising cost, hotels require regular maintenance and renovation to ensure that they meet the guest expectation. Personalized services, you are going, if you are providing personalized services, Masharib, then you are actually entering into 5-star categories. So personalized services being in 4-star category will definitely rise your cost. Hotel requires regular maintenance and renovation to ensure that they meet the guest expectation and to comply with health and safety regulation. Despite uh, volatility in the global would make moving into another country difficult. No, yes, definitely. Despite the economic downturn, high inflation remains a problem in Eastland and has led to increasing cost, including maintenance, renovation, and energy cost. How to cope up with this type of cost issue? Yes. How to get along with this type of cost issue? We can have some arrangement with some let's suppose renovation services. We can have some fixed arrangement with the renovation services. We can go on for solar arrangement. We may ask for the paint and other services directly from the companies as well, rather than involving any sort of agent in between. Discounts or some other pointers can be taken into account. Staffing. Hotel face problem recruiting and retaining the staff. People turnover across the industry is high due to relatively poor rate to pay and for long and anti-social working hours, late night, early morning, weekends affecting the employee work-life balance. Seasonality. Demand for hotel accommodation is seasonal. Remember, demand for leisure hotel accommodation is very seasonal. Demand for business hotel accommodation, it's not seasonal because business keeps on running 24/7, 365. So demand for the hotel accommodation is seasonal, particularly for the leisure guests within each year. Most hotels in the Eastland have a peak season, which is December. So after giving your examination, you guys also should think of, going for some leisure or travel activities. Think of some going outside Pakistan, enjoying your days because you have done a wonderful job of giving SBL examination. So, okay. Acha, chalo, let's do one thing. I'm going to go outside Pakistan and I'm going to enjoy my days, right? And I'll do that. I'll let you know where I'm going. So seasons when demand is very high, um, and an off-peak season where the demand is significantly lower. Hotel need to look for ways to attract the guests to and to manage the variable cost during the less busy off-peak period. Revenue management and pricing. Maximizing the revenue while maintaining competitive pricing is a constant challenge for hotel businesses. Hotel need to find a balance between revenue and occupancy. So we need to find the balance between the revenue and occupancy. So the revenue, or if the hotel rooms are totally occupant, so this means the revenue is also going to increase. I remember there is a question of SBL examination in which they gave us the occupancy rate as well. So we need to increase the occupancy rate. What does it, why does it manage variable cost during less? Because obviously the variable cost during during the less demand season is going to put more pressure on the revenues and profits. Variable as well, right? But see, variable cost means that if the revenue is declining, the cost should also decline. But let's suppose if the variable cost is declining and the revenues are declining, so they should be in line because of the fact that economies of scale will be different when peak season for the variable cost and non-peak season. For example, let me give you an example. The per head cost of food of the peak season is $100 per food. But the per head cost of food for non-peak season variable cost is $110. So this means that you're going to have an impact on the economies of scale, which means that the variable cost of non-peak season will increase. However, the revenue is not increasing. We can't say that, okay, in peak season, I'm going to charge $200 per food, and in peak season, I'm going to charge $180 because I'm getting lower cost. So variable costs also need to be managed, right? Cost will be spread over the lesser customers. Yes, the cost definitely will be spread over the lesser customer. But what about the economies of scale? You are not going to get the economies of scale. You're not going to get the bulk quantity discounts in off-peak season. See, if I'm buying raw material in off-peak season, the cost per kg or the cost per head of the raw material will be more as compared to the peak season. So what about the bulk quantity discounts? What about the discounts that I'm going to get on the basis of the economies of scale? Then it says, while increasing the prices charged for accommodation will increase the revenue and profitability per room, high prices will reduce the demand for the room occupancy, and this is very much obvious. Threats from the new business models. So now, what are the new business model? And you know, the biggest competitor of a hotel industry is Airbnb, right? So the hotel market faces competition from home sharing model. Now, this is a very important model, and again, it's the same Airbnb model, in which the guests pay to stay in a people's private home as an alternative to staying in a hotel. And you know what? The same model is incorporated in Beria Town, Karachi as well. I know two, three people who are actually running an Airbnb model in Beria Town, Karachi. So Airbnb could be considered as a disruptive technology, and it is a disruptive technology. However, it is going to affect the traditional businesses a lot. So currently we are into traditional businesses. Then it says, uh, sorry, the hotel market faces competition from the home sharing model, in which the guest pays to stay in the people's private home as an alternative to staying in a hotel. The growth of the home sharing services increases the potential supply of accommodation available, which could reduce the demand for accommodations in the hotel. So the demand for accommodation is reducing. Firstly, we are facing competition from our competitors. Then we are facing competition from the economies all around the world because of global inflation. Then we are facing competition because of inflation, because of economic downturn. Then we are facing competition because we are not able to provide some differentiated services. Then we are facing competition because of Airbnb. Why it may not be for leisure guests? You know what? The Airbnb provides some great services in terms of when you go on and visit the western side of Pakistan as well. You know, if you want to live in a villa, you want to live in a, if you're taking your entire family in, let's suppose, in Sawat, Naran, or the mountainous areas, you can use the Airbnb model, and there are some beautiful villas over there that are being provided by the private owners who are being owned. For example, in Naran, I have seen a villa in Naran, and it was one of the most beautiful villas that I've ever came across. And you can take your entire family over there. They provide every service. I believe every something that we would wanted to cook, it was available in the freezers and fridges as well. So you know, Airbnb is a very real service. It's a very important competition for every hotel industry. It offers more value for money. Definitely, it offers more value for money. Sustainability. Now, as society, and you know it very well, IFRSS. So sustainability should be there. As society becomes more concerned about the environmental issues, factors such as hotel carbon footprint. Now, what are the hotel carbon footprints? Hotel carbon footprints. Definitely, hotel carbon footprints do exist. There are numbers of rooms that are being occupied, which means the air conditioners, the use of electricities, the food consumption, the noise pollution, the DJ making the people dance on the dance floor, the noise pollution, the bar consumption, every single element is going to have a negative carbon footprint, the use of non-renewable resources. So it's energy, water consumption, and the amount of waste. So they have identified the energy, that is electricity, water consumption, and the amount of waste it generates could influence the guest decision about where to stay. As a result, hotel need to find ways to make themselves more sustainable. And again, solar can be a very good option to make your company more sustainable. For example, by reducing their carbon emission, by reducing energy and water usage, and by encouraging recycling concept. Environmental concerns could also have a negative impact on the demand, particularly from the business guest. In order to reduce their own environmental impact, businesses are trying to reduce the amount of travel employee undertake. For example, by holding online meetings rather than face-to-face meetings. These changes could reduce the demand for the hotel accommodation though. So, the business, it is not something, this sustainability issue is not something that is only on the hotels. There are businesses that conduct the online training, as I have been saying this again and again, that historically, whenever a corporate sector wanted to hire me as a trainer, the most exciting thing that I used to, feel and I used to think about is that I'm going to go in another economy, I'm going to train their people, and I'm going to, enjoy over there. I'm going to have 2, 3 days of holiday, plus I'm going to get an amount of money at the end of the day. But you know what? In my last two trainings, it was outside Pakistan, one was in Netherlands, one was in UAE. Both of them offered me that you don't need to come to our economy. Sit in your economy, have a good internet, have a good camera installed at your home, and start teaching us. So, this is something that is although reducing the travel cost, it is reducing the travel time, it is increasing the more amount of opportunities for me as well. But the fact is that the hotel industry is going to be the sufferers at the sufferers end. So the hotel industry are the sufferers in this entire arrangement. Innovation and business development. So let's look at the innovation and business development, automation and technology. In response to guest desire for speed and convenience. Okay, so guest want speed and they want convenience for checking in and checking out. So online checking in and checking outs are normally available. Many hotel offer guests the option to use mobile devices and apps to check in and check out their hotel room quickly. So this is something which is very real, and you can call it as an IoT as well. It's an Internet of Things as well. They are providing you a check-in and check-out services through their application. Right now, I'm in Pakistan. I can check in by paying an amount of money to get a hotel room for tomorrow morning in UAE, maybe. So this is something which is very much convenient for me. I don't need to step into that economy and then find a hotel for myself. Then, hotel apps also provide guests with the convenient way to order services. For example, making a reservation for a meal. And yes, this is something which is very obvious. And majority of the people, they use the application of the hotel and they can, ask for a meal as well. Or to control the temperature and lighting of their room. Do you get why I was saying Internet of Things? So I can just, through my mobile application, I can control the lighting of the room. Through my mobile application, I can control the temperature of my room. Some hotel also use chat box or chatbots, software application provided by artificial intelligence to provide guests with instant answer to commonly asked queries, for example, about local visitors attraction. For example, if I'm lying down on my bed and if I say, hey Siri, I would want to know, let's suppose if I say, hey Siri, I would want to know about some water activity nearby. So the Siri or the artificially intelligent device that is installed in my room, it is going to provide me an accurate answer. But that will have a negative impact as well. And the negative impact is going to be the data security of the customers. So remember the positive thing and the negative thing. You need to have your mind to work in both these aspects. and getting into the details of each and everything so that, we can have a very good insight or the first read of this entire pre-scene that is given to us. However, a negative impact could be environmental impact of this AI. As discussed above, yes, negative impact are true, very true. However, the increased reliance on technology and the increased connectivity between hotels and guests highlights the importance of data security. They have already told us. Now, what if there is a question? Identify the risk related to this industry and identify what impact can these risks have on the industry. Also identify how to mitigate this. Then you need to install firewalls, you need to install data security measures, you need to allow only authorized personnels to have the access of the data. All the data of the customers should be kept in safe and secured manner. All the data of the customers should not be kept offline, and this and that. Then Eastland has a strict data protection law. I'm definitely getting an idea that they're going to ask you a question. There might be a question relating to the Internet of Things. There might be a question relating to the data security and concern. And you have gone through such questions in your regular classes. I have gone through such questions like TT4U. Very good, Uruj. So I've gone through such questions in your regular classes. Uruj, I'm expecting a position from you. Zabardast, sir. To protect the personal data. Companies who do not comply with these laws can be liable to substantial fines as well. So all those companies who are not complying to these laws, they are going to have some fines. Yield management. The need for the hotel to find out the optimal balance between the revenue and occupancy has encouraged the use of yield management. Yield management software allows the hotel to use the data analytics, including the AI algorithms, to adjust the room prices almost in real time. What do you mean by AI algorithm? So, for example, let's suppose, again, I'm giving you an example of UAE market. In UAE market, let's suppose if there's a traveler who would, for example, if I want to go for leisure activities in UAE, I'll never ever go in the month of June, because that is the hottest time period of UAE. The temperature rises to 50 degrees as well. I'll never ever go for leisure activities. I'll definitely go over there for in the month of maybe November, December, and that these are the only 2 months where the hotel industry is. So the AI algorithm work like this, that during the time period of June, July, August, or the non-peak time, what they do is they reduces the price, they provide some promotional offers, they use the search engine optimization to attract people that, okay, it's okay that you can't travel on the roads, but you can sit inside the hotel. And what if we provide you some entertainment inside the hotel as well? We provide you some good food, we provide you some swimming pools inside, we provide you with jacuzzi, we provide you with some other type of activities inside your hotel, we provide you a bar inside your hotel, and you can enjoy your entire day in the hotel as well. So, the yield management works like this. So yield management software draws an historic information. So let's suppose in last 5 years, the peak days are the last 4 months of the year end, and the non-peak days are the 8 months before the last 4 months. So this is how the demand can be accumulated about the demand and seasonality alongside current factors to help to predict the optimum price for the room. So in the peak time, the optimum price goes up. In the non-peak time, the optimum price goes down. Yield management is like, to manage the room occupancy and the pricing of the room. For example, the bar of the pricing goes from $50 to $100. So in the non-peak, the AI algorithm, they are going to automatically reduce the price to $50 per day. And in the peak time, the AI algorithm is going to automatically increase the price to $100 per day. So this is how the AI algorithm works, and this is known as yield management. Yield management means to make the occupancy of the room go in a faster sense for the non-peak season as well. Might be contributing lesser amount of revenue, but making sure that the occupancy remains the same or actually in compliance with the budgeted occupancy. Then it says the current factors include booking, room availability, um, competitor's price, and market condition. So the AI algorithm, they currently consider four different factors or three different factors. The current factors, that is the weather condition, maybe the outside weather condition of the economy, the booking of rooms availability. Let's suppose 40% of our room are empty right now because it's a non-peak season. So the AI algorithm is firstly going to identify the weather is hot, 40% rooms are non available, or they are basically free to use. And in these 40% room, there's a private swimming pool. So I'm going to market that private swimming pool with a lower amount of pricing. So for example, if someone who is coming in the peak season and he is very much astonished to see that in my room there was a private swimming pool, so I'll be so happy to use that room. And if I'm getting the same room, half the price in the non-peak season, then I might be attracted to use that service once again. So this is how the AI algorithm works. Competitor pricing, the competitors are offering for $60, I'm offering for $50. And market condition, for example, event taking place in local areas, which could attract or affect the demand for the room. When predicted demand is low, prices are lowered to try to increase the demand. When predicted demand is high, prices are increased to take advantage of the opportunity to achieve the higher profit margin. Um, Let me tell you a pricing strategy. There's a price skimming strategy. The price skimming strategy states that you charge higher prices in the initial days or maybe in the peak days so that you can cover the cost of charging less price in the non-peak season. So this strategy might also be used through the use of AI algorithm. So AI algorithm basically helps you to accommodate the room occupancy using the yield management. Sale and leaseback. Now, do you know what sale and leaseback means? Have you ever studied this topic in your IFRS 16? What's a sales and leaseback? Can anyone tell me? But why? See, I'm short of funds, right? And I don't have an amount of money. And my business operations are not working well. And my company is not profitable. I went for the loan arrangement. I'm not getting a loan arrangement. Uh, I went for, let's suppose, I asked for equity, and no one is, interested in giving me the equity or share investment. Now, what should I do? Now, I have an arrangement. Let's suppose if I have a hotel, I can sell this hotel to Bank B. Let's suppose the fair value of this hotel is $10,000. I can sell this hotel to Bank A and then lease it back in a financial arrangement stating that I'm going to pay $10,000 for the hotel and $5,000 more, which means $15,000, and you just pay me $10,000 right now. For example, what I'm trying to say is that keep this hotel, the power of attorney for this hotel, and it is of worth $10,000, and give me $10,000. Now he's going to keep the hotel and give you $10,000. Now I'm going to ask him to lease it back to me. Give me back my hotel, and I'm going to use this hotel. So the bank is the bank will be surprised that what should be the financial arrangement for me. Now the financial arrangement for the bank is that you give me back the hotel, you give me back the money. I'll pay you for this $10,000. I'll pay you $12,000, which means an interest amount on the amount that you have paid me. So this means sale and leaseback. Sale and leaseback. The hotel remains in the power of attorney, or the legal ownership of the hotel goes to the lessor, and the lessor give me back the hotel to use. I'm going to use this hotel and I'm going to get back the entire amount of money that I've taken it from him as a loan. So it's a financial liability arrangement. It's a loan arrangement, right? So sale and leaseback. The challenging financial condition in the industry have prompted the hotel companies, both chain and independents, to look at financing options to boost their liquidity. So right now there is a liquidity crunch. An emerging trend in believe everyone right now who's listening to me is very much clear of what sale and leaseback is actually. All online students as well as physical students. Do you know what sale and leaseback is? Are you 110% confident what sale and leaseback is? Yes or no? All online students. Are you guys clear on this? Tell me a yes or a no. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Is there a no from anyone? Is there a no? Is there a no from anyone? Anyone of you saying no, sir? I don't know what sale and leaseback is because you need to know this. Right? Okay, so moving forward. A sale and leaseback agreement allow the hotel company which is currently own a hotel building to sell the building to a new owner. So this goes like this. I am the owner and I'm selling my building to Mr. A. I'm selling my building to Mr. A. And then I'm getting for the building, I'm getting $10,000. And then I'm getting the building back from Mr. A for use. And in return, I'm going to pay in next 5 years. And in return, I'm going to pay in next 5 years $12,000. Is it clear to everyone? So this is sales and leaseback transaction. So it says a sales and leaseback arrangement allows the hotel company which currently owns a hotel building, to sell the building to a new owner in return for one-off cash payment. The new owner, the lessor, then leases the hotel building back to the hotel company for an agreed lease period, during which the hotel company makes monthly rental payment to the lessor. Monthly rental payment again divided between the months. The hotel company continues to operate the hotel. At the end of the lease period, the hotel company has the option to either repurchase the hotel building, renew the lease, or else to stop using the building and return it to the lessor. Now they have three options. At the end of the lease term, okay, I need 5 more years to pay. It's okay. You can have 10,000 more, pay me 12,000 more in next 5 years. Or, okay, I'm stopping this. You can take the hotel and use it yourself. So this is also going to be an agreement. So currently, sales and leaseback agreements are very much prevalent in this industry. Now, industry success factors. Now, there are certain success factors that makes this industry most valuable. Changes in guest behavior and expectation, competitive pressures, and developing technologies means that the detailed factors which influence the success of a hotel business may change over time. However, the most important underlying factors which contribute to a hotel success is guest experience. So obviously, the experience of the guest is going to be something of greatest importance. A number of supporting factors contribute to guest experience. Now, what are the factors that contribute to guest experience? Quality, comfort of the accommodation, hygiene, cleanliness of hotel facilities available, quality of services from hotel staff, security, convenience, for example, ease of booking, ease of check-in, check-out, and location and surroundings. More generally, strong branding, effective marketing, and communication are important success factors. Particularly among hotel chain, competitive pricing is also important due to competitiveness of the hotel industry in Israel. So competitive pricing is one of the most important parameter, but with competitive pricing, the quality of the services for the customers should also be top notch. And you know what? The quality of services should be in accordance with the stars allocated for each and every hotel. Now, Key performance indicators. Hotel use multiple performance matrices to measure and monitor the performances. Some frequently used KPIs, key performance indicators, are shown below. Occupancy rate, and I told you that there can be an occupancy rate given to you, calculated as the number of guest room booked on a given date divided by total number of rooms. So room book divided by total rooms. So if I say there are 100 rooms and 50 of them are booked, so this means the occupancy rate is 50% for a day. It is a measure of capacity utilization. An annual average occupancy rate of 70% above is considered good for the hotel in Eastland. So a good occupancy rate is 70% and above. Average daily rate, calculated by dividing total daily room revenue by the number of guest room occupied in general. Okay, so the total daily room revenue divided by revenue by the number of guest room occupied by room occupied. So if you go by from denominator to numerator, it means for every one room occupied, how much amount of revenue am I getting? So ADR tends to be slightly higher for hotel in major town and cities compared to hotel in rural. Obviously, the per room cost in the urban area is going to be more as compared to the rural area. So this is something which is very obvious. Revenue per available room, calculated by dividing the total daily room revenue by the total number of guest rooms. So this means that the total rooms, the total number of guest rooms, by dividing the total daily room revenue, dividing the numerator will be the total room revenue. The total room revenue divided by total number of room. So this means for every room, how much amount of revenue are we getting? The first one is for every room booked. The second one is from every total room, how much amount of revenue per room booked is being calculated. So which are available for use. Average revenue per available room is the function of occupancy multiplied by the ADR. So this means that average daily rate multiplied by the function of the occupancy. So this is going to calculate the revenue per available room. So for every available room, how much revenue can we earn? How much revenue can we earn for every available room? We are going to use the third one for this specific part. Average length of stay, calculated by total number of nights booked divided by number of bookings. In general, shorter stays are less profitable than longer stays due to the cost of preparing the room for the new guest. Obviously, shorter stays, the occupancy for 15 days, 20 days by one single room, person, and let's suppose by 1 or 2 days by one single person. So this is going to have a differentiated values. Guest satisfaction score, calculated as an average of review scores given by guests either directly or on social media after staying in a hotel. Review score are graded between 1 to 5, where 1 is very poor and 5 is excellent. Guest satisfaction score is a measure of quality of the guest experiences. Employee turnover, calculated as a number of employee leaving during a given period of time, divided by the average number of employees in a period. For example, if we have 100 employees and there are 10 employees that leave every year, so this means 10 upon 100. If we want to find out how much revenue are we losing in case of off-peak, I hope I'm right. Yes, if you want to find out the how much revenue are we losing, so we can find out using this third part. Now, industry body. There is no specific industry body for hotel industry. Okay, so there is no specific regulatory body for this industry. However, Visit Eastland act as an industry body for the tourism industry as a whole, and the hotel industry is part of it. Visit Eastland is a public sector body. Public sector means government owned, accountable to the national government. It is responsible for promoting tourism within the Eastland and marketing Eastland internationally. Visit Eastland is also responsible for improving the tourist services, and its hotel inspection from part of the role by acting as a quality control for the hotel. No break, no break. In addition, by using standardized inspection criteria, Visit Eastland seek to ensure that the star rating provides reliable indicators to the guest of the facilities and services that, at the start of the session, I told you that there might be a question that the customer satisfaction score is declining. We are not able to provide this and so services. So there might be a scenario stating that we may go as per the Visit Eastland site from 4 star to 3 star, and we are being given 2 months grace period or 3 months grace period to make our services up to that quality, or we are planning to move from 4 stars to 5 star as well. So think both the way round. Now let's move towards like Diego. Yes, let's move towards the company background. Now, the company background is also important. See, I can't give you a break in between because this, then again, it will not be completed in the time period. So let's just continue. Level overview. Company background. Level PLC is a hotel chain founded. It's a PLC company, so it's a public listed company. It's a hotel chain founded 40 years ago. So it's an historic, it's an old, it's a very established company to offer high quality hotel experience where everyone, guests and employees, felt respected and appreciated. So they have high regards for the human resources. Unlike the hotel in many of the larger chain in Eastland. So you believe that guests and employees are an integral part of the company. And for every service sector, this should be something which is of greatest importance. Ethics, yes, ethics. Definitely, this goes into the ethical points. Unlike the hotel in many of the larger chain in Eastland, level do not have standardized designs. So they do not have standardized design. This means that unlike many other chain, they have different sort of designs of their infrastructure. Therefore, although all operate under the Level brand, each hotel has its own distinctive style, often reflecting its local area and local history. The combination of high quality facilities and individual designs is a feature which attract guests to stay at a Level hotel. Level 35 hotels are all similar in size. Okay. With approximately 80. So there are 35 hotels with approximately 80 guest room each and a restaurant, bar and leisure facilities for guests. The hotels are located in rural or coastal seaside location. Okay. So they are not in urban areas. The majority of the guests are leisure guests. So there can be a question that we are thinking of moving from the rural to a countryside. In the countryside, you need to look at the inflation, pestle model, fortified force model, Potter diamond model. Yes, these are the models that are going to be more prevalent. Yes. All level hotel are Eastlands and each has 4 star rating. So every hotel that we are talking right now about is having a 4 star rating. Level uses an owner managed business model. So they are not using the franchise model. What if you are an external consultant? In exhibit number 2, they have given you the financial and a non-financial side of moving towards the franchise model, and they have given you a forecast that if we go into the franchising agreement, we might be able to get the so and so amount of revenues and we might be able to get so and so amount of cost. So is it a good agreement to go on with or not? We are currently, we are totally dependent upon the business model of the hotel industry. So Level is a listed company, and 80% of the shares are held by institutional investors. You know it well that institutional investors, they are going to be much concerned about the governance. They are going to be much concerned about the directorship. They are going to be concerned about the financial statements. They are going to be concerned about declining profitability. They are going to be concerned about pricing. They are going to be concerned about dictating the risk appetite to the company as well. So every financial investment, either in acquisition or in merger, or any financial investment in the franchising model as well, have to be dealt with micromanagement sites through the use of institutional investor, because 80% shares are being held by the institutional investor. Right? Isn't market share low compared to 40 years? Yes, market share is definitely. We are on the lower side. We are not performing well. Now, company growth to date level has grown organically. Okay. They are giving us a hint that we might ask you in the real examination. Let's move towards and let's move towards acquired growth. They might ask you in the real examination, let's move towards the franchising agreement. So there is a hint given by the examiner that I might go for such a questions. And I'm going to ask such question in your mock exam as well. So by opening new hotel itself, rather than acquiring other hotels, it continually look for opportunities to increase the number of hotel it has. Again, if it continually, we can apply SFA. Yes, we will apply SFA route. Level has a business development manager who plays a very key role in identifying and evaluating potential site for the building and opening new hotel. So we have a business development manager. What if there is an exhibit stating that the business development manager have made a financial forecasting or a financial sustainability report or a financial management report in which the business development manager says that we are very keen to invest in acquiring another hotel, let's suppose hotel B, and you are an external consultant, evaluate the financial model, evaluate the financial and non-financial prospects, evaluate the risk that you can identify in this financial model, evaluate if this financial model is being correctly prepared by a junior accountant, evaluate, and evaluate. Trust me over the fact, I'm getting an instance that there will be a question like this. So, for example, assessing the potential guest demand and factors which might attract the guest in the local area, as well as level of competition from other hotels within this area. Despite level overall aim to continue growing, it closed two hotels 7 years ago because they were performing poorly and were no longer considered profitable. What about the cash flows of those two hotels? If we have if we have cash flows available from the sale of those two hotels, we may use in acquiring another hotel, we may use in getting into a franchising agreement, we may use that amount of cash in maybe in the merger and acquisition as well. Board structure level has 5 executive directors and 5 non-executive directors, including the chairperson. A very good board structure, a very equivalent board structure. And there are 4 subcommittees as well. Everything is perfectly fine. Audit committee, nomination committee, remuneration committee, and risk. Sir, this is something that we have already done in our class. We have the chief financial officer, we have the chief executive officer, we have 4 non-executive directors. They have not told us about the non-executive director, but that's okay. We are comfortable with it. We have a non-executive chairperson, and this is something which they are basically following a good corporate governance code. We have the chief financial officer, we have the chief operating officer, we have chief marketing officer, we have chief people officer. Trust me, there will be an exhibit stating that there is a meeting held in between these people, and maybe financial model is discussed, maybe acquisition model is discussed, maybe we are discussing the worsening situation of the profitability of the hotel. We are discussing about the economic situation of the economy. We are discussing about how to increase the customer satisfaction score. We are discussing about how to increase the employee satisfaction score. We are discussing about how to increase the overall number and demand. NEDs excluding chairman are four, shouldn't be. No, no, NEDs. See, there is a non-executive chairperson. There are four non-executive directors. So this makes five. Perfectly fine. So there are four subcommittees. Again, moving forward, Level has an internal audit department which reports to the audit committee. This is also perfectly fine. The internal audit department monitors the effectiveness of Level risk management processes and its control environment. This is also perfectly fine. Internal audit are ought to do this. Internal audit remit includes financial and operational issues, and it make regular inspection of Level hotel to review the compliances with the internal control procedure. I'm getting an idea. I'm getting an idea that there are some, they might give you an exhibit in which they say that following are the internal control procedures being applied in the company. You are an internal audit department head. You are being told to identify the weakness in the control activities and also identify what impact it will have on the company and also identify how to mitigate these weaknesses. So internal control handout should be read once again before going into the examination. See, all these are educated guesses. This can be done by you as well. This is something that comes into the common sense of every single individual who is listening to me right now. So, sources of income, we know that there are three sources of income, and we have already written these three sources of income above. Room revenue is 62%, food and drink is 33%, and others are 5%. Are they in line with the industry averages? The industry averages were room revenue 60 to 70%. Very good. And questions to expect from you? No, I don't think so. Ahmad, good corporate governance is already applicable. 60 to 70%, and it's perfect. 25 to 35% perfect. So they are in line with the industry averages as well. Although room revenue accommodation comprises the majority of the Level revenue, selling food and drink is also very important, both for revenue generation and for enhancing guest experience. However, the profit margin which Level earn, so everything is in line with the industry averages. But the issue is that the profit margin that Level earn from food and drink revenue are lower than the margin from the room revenue. Okay. Only guests staying in the Level hotel can eat in its restaurant and use it bar. If I want to increase the profit revenue from food, what can I do? Immediate action. Yes. Open for all. Open food and bar for all. But what consequences will I have to face if I open bar and food for all? Then the customer having that experience that they are living in a private hotel will now be changed in the mind of the consumers. Now, anyone and everyone can come into my hotel and they can have food, they can have drinks, and this experience is not going to give a private objective into the minds of the consumers who are actually using our services. So the premium services are no longer going to be premium if we opt for such an arrangement. Now, moving towards the seasonality. Similar to almost every hotel in Eastern, demand for accommodation in Levels Hotel is seasonal. Obviously, this is reflected in the variation in the occupancy rate of the and the average daily rate that is charged for the room throughout the year. So you can see over here that July, August, September are low off peak season. October, November, December, January, February, March are the peak season, and again April, May. So this means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the peak season, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are off peak season. So half the year peak season, half the year off peak season. Algorithms, the AI algorithm is going to do a wonderful job of increasing or decreasing the price in accordance with the season. The variation in the occupancy rate and the variation in the average daily rate are broadly similar across the Levels hotel. Pricing policy. At the start of each financial year, Level head office sets the price per night, the room rate for the room for each hotel. Room rate are typically higher during the peak season, obviously, and lower during the off-peak season. However, although there are set room rates, hotel managers have the authority to apply discounts for up to 25%. So they provide a discretions to the hotel manager that you can reduce the room rates that are available to reduce it by 25% maximum by the hotel managers to these rates to encourage the booking. Acha, one thing that I believe should be very much clear in your mind. If I am running a hotel chain and that is not a franchise based hotel chain, it means that the hotels are owner managed. But it does not mean that the branches of the hotels they do not have managers. They have managers. There is one owners and number of managers. There's one owner and there are numbers of managers. And every manager report directly to the owner. But in the franchising arrangement, there will be a franchisor providing 3 to 4 elements to the franchisee, and the franchisee is going to manage the day-to-day operations. The operations are managed by the managers of the franchisee. The operations are managed by the managers of the hotels, and they're reported to the franchisee. And at the end of the day, the profit and loss is reported to the franchisor so that they can get the portion of that profit and loss or the revenue. Do you get this? So we are totally based on owner managed hotel chain. So it says the key activities and processes. Thus by prices, thus by prices are set using the AI algorithm here as well. No, they have told us that the prices are set right at the start of the year. Price per night is set right at the start of the year by the Levels head office, and then the prices are moved according to the off-peak and peak season. And I believe yes, AI algorithm should be moving the pricing. Then the key activities and processes. How does the key activities and processes work? Assumption that they have not identified it yet. Ifra, they have not identified it yet. Reservations and booking. All guests need to book their accommodation in advance before arriving at one of the Levels hotel. This can be an advantage and a disadvantage as well. Reservations and booking are usually made through Levels website, although some are made by guests telephoning the hotel they would like to stay at. Prospective guests check the availability and price of the room in the hotel that they would like to stay at for the dates they wish to stay. If a room is available which meets the guest requirement, then they make a booking. Each hotel has its own page on Levels website, giving pictures of the hotel and its room and summarizing the facilities available for the guest. The website has an integrated booking mechanism, so bookings are recorded on a single company-wide system rather than each hotel having its own booking platform. For telephone booking, the details are entered manually onto the system by the Levels staff. Check-in and check-out reception. Check-in reception staff verify the guest detail and give them access to their room or key card or key. The reception staff also tells the guest about the facilities and services available in the hotel. Why not these check-in and check-out can be done using their mobile phone applications? So they may ask you that we should invest in such a technology where in order to increase the demand for our hotel, we may provide such services that the check-in and check-out facilities can be used by the staff directly through their mobile application, which is Internet of Things. So all checkout guests pay to for their accommodation plus any additional purchases they made during the stay. For example, meals and restaurants. Guests also return their card on the key for their room. So why can't it be check-in through the mobile application? Why can't I have access? Why can't I have access to my room using the QR scanning outside the room? Why can't I control the temperature and the lighting of my room using the IoT? So remember, there can be a question relating to the Internet of Things. There can be a question relating to the overall stuff that I'm talking about right now. Housekeeping. Housekeeping means the cleaning services and other related services. And this is something that I really am concerned about whenever I am booking an hotel all around the world. The thing that I believe should be on the best is the housekeeping services. I really feel astonished that in some hotels, we have to keep on calling the housekeeping staff again and again and again and again for cleaning services. And they give us a time that, okay, I'm going to clean it at 3 o'clock. I'm going to clean it at 5 o'clock. So if I need the cleaning services right now, how can I stay in a hotel where the housekeeping staff comes and they say that, okay, I'm going to clean it at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, wait for 2 hours, wait for 3 hours. So, the housekeeping team cleans and prepare the guest room in advance for the guests checking in. For example, making up the beds, providing a towel for the guests to use, and clean rooms each day for the guest who stays for more than one day. Housekeeping team also keep other areas of the hotel clean and tidy, for example, the restaurant and reception area. However, laundry services, washing, bed, linen, towel, etc., are outsourced to a third party laundry company. Normally, this is something that happens in a hotel. Maintenance. The maintenance team ensure that fixtures and fittings and equipments throughout the hotel are safe and are in good working condition order for the guest and staff. The scope of the team work includes maintenance for fixtures, flooring, plumbing, electrical system, lighting fittings, and air conditioning. Catering. The catering team provides foods and drinks for the guest during their stay. So they have told us about different types of sea level have standard operating procedure. Irrespective that we are not operating in a franchising agreement, we have created standard operating procedures for all our hotel chain. And that is something which is very obvious, which all housekeeping staff are expected to follow. The SOPs identify the tasks which need to be undertaken in each room. For example, cleaning the floor, cleaning the bathroom, making up the bed. The housekeeping manager for each hotel checks a sample of room every day to ensure that the procedures have been followed. And the procedures, sorry, I'm responding. The housekeeping managers for each hotel checks a sample of the room every day to ensure that the procedures have been followed and rooms are prepared to the appropriate standard. Reception staff also have SOPs. For example, greeting guest with a smile. This is something which is important. And responding courteously to the guest request and inquiries to make guests feel welcome and valued. The reception staff receive regular customer service training aligned to their SOPs. Hotel managers have particularly important operational role. The hotel manager for each hotel oversees all aspects of the day-to-day activities of the hotels as well. Employees. In common with the other hotel operators, a number of levels operational staff, for example, housekeeping staff, catering staff, work part-time. Level recognizes the crucial role that each of its staff members plays. They seems to do everything perfectly. Weird. Yes. So this is going to be a more technology-based question, I believe. They are going to ask you more over on the technology-related sector. So level recognizes the crucial role that each of the staff members plays in ensuring the guest satisfaction and realizes that employees who enjoy their job are likely to provide higher quality of services to the guest. See, things are very good over here. They're going to be bad in the exhibits. They're going to be bad in the exhibits so that they can make a question, right? Realizes that employees who enjoy their job are likely to provide high quality services to guests than employees who are dissatisfied with their job. Level runs an employee recognition program for the staff through which they earn cash reward for shopping vouchers as a thank you for their work. Staff can be nominated for a reward by their manager or by a colleague as well. Suppliers and procurement. Wherever possible, level aims to use demotivated, but it seems good. Yes, the overall industry employees are demotivated, but the employees of level are motivated because they are working very ethically. Supplies and procurement. Wherever possible, level aims to use locally sourced seasonal ingredients in the hotel restaurant. Each hotel restaurant manager negotiate contracts with the local suppliers for their ingredient. For other goods and services, for example, cleaning products, new bedding, toil, laundry services, level central procurement team arranges contracts with the vendors to supply all the company's hotel level is committed to responsible procurement and procurement team accesses to the environmental credentials of potential suppliers before agreeing a contract with them. Level has an in-house maintenance team which deals with the routine maintenance in all the hotel. However, Level use external contractors for major building work, including work on new hotel and the refurbishment of existing hotel. Level aim to refurbish each of its hotel approximately every 10 years. The central procurement team arranges the contract with the external contractors required for major building work. Information system. Now, level central IT department. So there's a central IT department, which is very important to note that there is a central IT department headed by the IT manager is responsible for maintaining and upgrading the information system across the company. Level has an integrated hotel management system. What if I say that I would want to have an investment on customer database management system, on an improve integrated management system, on hotel experience management system, on hotel system that can be incorporated with Internet of Things system as well. So there can be some system investment as well. An information system which each of the hotel uses to help to manage their operations effectively. The hotel management system coordinates information of each hotel across the number of operational activities. It coordinates reservations, room availability, and online booking, updating real time so the room cannot be booked twice. Very good. It collects a guest spending throughout their stay. For example, in a hotel restaurant, it includes in the guest bill when they check out. Okay, so whatever you eat, that is included in your bill when you check out. It allows the reception staff. Wait, just a second. Just give me 1 minute. Okay. So moving forward, uh, please repeat the hotel management. So it's a hotel management system in which they check the room availability, they check all the online booking, they update the data that, for example, if room number 2, floor number 15 is booked by a person, it should not be booked again by another person. So they update the data on real time basis. For example, whenever you go into a cinema and you book a seat, so that seat is now being booked only for you and it is not available for booking for any other person. So this is how the hotel management system works. It allows the reception staff to check on the status of the room, for example, requiring cleaning, ready for the guest, as the housekeeping staff are required to update the status of each room on the system via mobile application. once it has. So they have a mobile application in which the housekeeping staff is going to update that okay, they have there's a checkout of room number 12, floor number 16, and they have cleaned it. Now you can send your next customer to come and have an experience over here. It alerts the housekeeping staff once a guest has checked out of the room, showing that it is available for them to see. If the housekeeping staff identify issues in the room which need maintenance or repair, they record these on the HMS, that is the management system, and issues are then assigned to the maintenance team to resolve. Level IT system are hosted on an in-house server based on the head office. Level does not use cloud computing server either to host its IT system or to store data. So what could go wrong? They do not have recurring issues data available with them. They are not using the cloud services. There is no backup involved. For example, if there is a room number 17 and room number 17, floor number 12, and there have been water clogging since last 5 years, and every time a person, maintenance person, go over there and he tries to fix it, and it get fixed for a temporary period of time, again the same thing happened. Let's suppose 10 customers during the last 5 years have complained about the room number 7 of floor number 12. So this means that if they would have been having this data available to them on their cloud services, they would have tried to identify the permanent solution for this water clogging issue in their washrooms or in their washrooms or bathrooms. So this cloud services is not available. What if I ask you that we are considering investment in the cloud-based services so that we can keep our data safe and secure? And this data analytics is going to help the hotel industry or the hotel company in order to facilitate better customer experience. This cloud-based services will improve the services that we are providing to the customer. This cloud-based services will keep all our data safe and secure. This cloud-based services will help us in making analytical guesses, educated guesses as to how much repair and maintenance costs will be needed. This cloud-based services will provide us many different objectives to be dealt for providing better customer and operational services to the consumers. So risk, let's move towards the risk. Level board, though, through the risk and audit committee, is responsible for overseeing the assessment and disclosure of the company's key risk. It also oversees the systems of the internal control and risk management within the company to help to mitigate those risks. Now, what are the risks? Level principal risk are summarized in the risk register. You know what risk register is? You have seen risk register in our last class. We have discussed about the risk register in our last class. So you must be very well aware of what risk register is all about. So levels principal risk are summarized in the key risk register. These have been identified as competition risk. Now, think of the fact that how can competition risk have an impact on the company? Competition risk will have an impact by lowering the margins. So failure to respond to the competitive environment and changes in the market condition could result in the loss of the market share and decline in profitability. How to deal with this competition risk? How to deal with the competition risk? By going for differentiation strategies, providing something that the customer might value. Disruptive technologies, Internet of Things, yes. Offer discounts. Offer discounts. Why would I offer discount when we are right now in a highly competitive market? No discounts. Wait till I read the pricing part. So it says finding the optimal price for the room is the key challenge for the business. Finding the optimal price for the room is the key challenge for the business. If prices are too high, occupancy rate will fall. If the prices are too low, level will miss out the revenues which could have earned if the price was higher. So what you need, how could this have an impact on the company? This is going to have an impact on losing either margin or customer. How to deal with this issue? How to deal with this issue? use data that you are not using because you do not have cloud computing and align it with AI algorithm. Am I correct?
प्राइसिंग स्ट्रेटजी नहीं सेट करनी चाहिए बोर्ड को.
नहीं प्राइसिंग तो प्राइस कौन सेट करेगा? Who is going to set the price? Pricing strategy should be set by the board, but you should have a data as to how much amount of people are going to go on for such a pricing in of peak hours. How much there should be a probability analysis, and once you get the probability analysis based on the historic data, that if you would be having available on your cloud server, this could have given or entered into the data servers, then you can apply the AI algorithm, and the AI algorithm is going to do a wonderful element of taking out the algorithmics and using and giving you the best pricing. Reputation. Third risk. Failure to provide guests with a high quality experience may damage the level reputation and may result in loss of future booking and revenue. Now, what could be the issue? Again, loss of revenue, loss of customer, loss of customer, loss of customer. And how could you improve it? Ask customer feedback and make sure that you fulfill that feedback. Provide them with whatever they want, lucrative offers. Yes. People failure to attract and retain motivated staff and to embed the company's value could impair the level's ability to deliver the quality of the services. This is going to, if we are losing our staff, this means that the customer satisfaction will decline. And how to mitigate this risk? By providing better offers and environment. Technology, we are not investing good amount in technology, more flexible working hours. Yes. So technology, the business is reliant on the availability, security, and performance of its website and critical business operating systems. In particular, the HMS, any disruption to these would adversely affect the performance. Any disruption to these would adversely affect the performance. What does it mean? Technological disruption means that if, let's suppose, I do not have an amount of money to visit. For example, let me tell you a very, very, very realistic example. There is a palace in Turkey with the name of Topkapi Palace, if you have heard about it. Now, in the Topkapi Palace, you have two options. The first option is that you go over there and you can see the site by yourself. However, there's an American company that gives you a virtual visit to the Topkapi Palace as well. And they charge a very nominal fee. For example, I don't remember, I believe $5 or $10 maybe. And they provide, or you can go to their office, they will provide you a VR, that is a virtual reality or an augmented reality platform, in which you can go and visit that Topkapi Palace as if you are landed over there. If you know about virtual reality, so this means that you can see this chandeliers being installed by by that specific time. Or if you want to go and visit the Ertugrul Ghazi tomb and other areas, there's a company that takes you virtually over there. If you can't afford buying a ticket and going over there and physically seeing all those sites, you can have a virtual visit as well. You can have a virtual visit of Harvard University. You can have virtual visits of other type of universities as well. So, this technological investment is right now. I'm one of the biggest example that I've already told you. I've been doing the training side since last 3 to 4 years to the corporate sector. And I used to tell my family, okay, for this year, I'm going to travel in these two countries free of cost. Why? Because the corporate sector is calling me. They are giving me a ticket. They are giving me a visa. They are giving me an accommodation. I'm going to go over there for 2 days, but I've asked them to extend my stay for 5 days. I'm going to enjoy the environment. I'm going to have entertainment as well, and I'll be delivering a 2 days training over there. So that was one of the most exciting element that used to be in my life. And after every batch, I used to get a training. After every two batches, I used to get a training. So I used to tell my parents that, okay, I'm going over there and this is a free of cost. So let me travel. But now the things have drastically changed. They offer me that you don't need to come to our country. We are not providing you visa. We are not providing you ticket. Plus, for Pakistan, they don't normally there are many issues in visa and the other stuff as well. So they say, okay, open up Microsoft Team, open up Zoom. They internationally they don't like Zoom. They like Microsoft Team. So they say, okay, open up the team, open up the Zoom, and start training us. So technology have put down the hotel industry. Technology have put down the other food and other related stuff industries as well. So the business is more reliant on the availability of security and performance of its website and its critical business operating system. In particular, the HMS. Any disruption to these would adversely affect the performance of the company. Data security. Failure to comply with the legal and regulatory requirement relating to the data privacy could result in fines and reputational damages and loss of future booking. So if you are suggesting that you should invest in cloud storage, you also need to suggest that you should also invest in firewall that keeps your data safe and secure. Make sure if you are investing that, okay, it is requested to the company to have an investment in cloud storage so that they can have a safe and secure data. So you should also invest in firewall. You should also invest in making that data safe and secure for yourself. Level mission values. Again, you need to rote learn this mission by your heart to provide an exceptional experience for every guest every time they visit. Now, this is something which is very generic. This has nothing to do in the examination, but values will have the most important parameter of helping you to write your answer. Remember, when you are writing your answer, you should keep in mind the values that are given. My suggestion is when you are into your examination, you are reading your exam for the first 15 minutes. Copy this value paragraph onto your response sheet. This is going to help you. And at the end of the day, when you are closing your exam, just delete. And make sure that you just delete the value paragraph, not the entire answer. Copy this value paragraph in front of it and then start writing the first question, second question, third question, because when this value paragraph will be in front of you, it is in front of your eyes, you are going to write your answer in accordance with the values that the company offer, and in accordance with the values that the company keep the highest pride on. You can't go against these values. So, care. We take care of our staff and they take care of our guests. Now, let's suppose if they say that in order to reduce the cost, we should reduce the staff cost by not providing them training, by providing them lower competitive salaries, by not providing them good health and safety requirement. We used to provide them two-time meal. Let's make it one-time meal. What is your suggestion? Now you're going to say it is the value for the company that you have to provide your staff with all the resources that they actually admire for. Then first class services. We strive to make the guest experience as enjoyable as possible. We strive for excellence in everything that we are going to do. Positivity. We enjoy what we do. We look for solutions, not problems. So we look for solutions, not problems. So we don't go for problem. So if the examiner says that there's an exhibit in which the marketing director is saying that there is a negative report about our company, so against that negative report, we should sue the press company, evaluate the decision of the marketing director. So you are going to say that it is our value that we look for solutions, not problem. Take it as a constructive feedback. Don't take it as a negative feedback. Because if you're going to take it as a negative feedback, this will have a negative impact on you. Then responsibility. We act in a socially responsible manner. Any specific investment model, any specific franchising, acquisition, merger model that states that this is going to increase the pollution, this is going to have a child labor, this is not safe for the environment. This need to be linked up with the possibility of sustainability.
पोर्टफोलियो मैनेजमेंट कर
The-
सुबह होता है ना एक होती है इसमें दोनों दो डिपार्टमेंट मर्ज हो रहा है वो ऑपरेशनल को उसको रिड्यूस
ये कौन सा पोर्टफोलियो कुछ और नहीं Wait. We act in a socially responsible manner in respect to the guest staff and that communities and environment in which we operate. We support and develop our staff and are committed to offering them fair reward for their work. Now, if the examiner says that we are suggesting to reduce the reward of the staff by 5%, this will increase the overall profitability of the company by 10%. What do you think? You should think negative. We are going to provide fair amount of remuneration to them. Why, sir? Because this is our value. You need to copy paste this value paragraph. Trust me, it is going to do a wonderful element. Make sure that you copy paste this value paragraph on your response sheet and then start writing the answer. Every answer that you're going to write, you need to look up, okay, this is the value. Okay, I can't give this suggestion. I have to give an alternate suggestion. This will give huge amount of marks in your examiner. For example, if we get for positivity, for positivity, I didn't give any example. We enjoy what we do. So if they say that, okay, let me create an example. The examiner say that the employees are working for 8 hours and they are flexible in working for 8 hours and they enjoy working for 8 hours because the rest of the time they spend with their families. Let's offer the employees to work for 15 hours. And if they work for 15 hours, we can give them hardship bonus. So you are going to say that we enjoy working in a flexible manner. We enjoy when we work on things that we actually want to do. So we look for solutions. We do not look for problems, right? Then teamwork. We work together to deliver exceptional services to our guests. If the business development manager says that let's find out the employee for the month, and in order to provide motivation, we will provide employee for the month an added bonus, and we will reduce the salary for those employees who were not able to perform well in the previous month, so that they also start performing well. Now, providing bonus to the employee for the month is a good initiative, but reducing the salary of the other employee is a bad initiative. If the business development manager says that we can reduce the 10% salary of an employee who did not perform well or in accordance with this SOPs, and we can provide that 10% to an employee who performed very well in the previous month, this can have an added advantage and everyone is going to start working with more motivation. I don't think so. They are going to work with more motivation. They are going to be more demotivated. So this is a very wrong strategy, but because this goes against the teamwork standard. It's a team that is working. Do you get this? Level financial information and KPIs. You can see that in 20x1 till 20x5, the revenues are increasing. However, the profit margins are not increasing in line with the revenues. The occupancy ratio is somewhat same 78 and 75% uh, above the industry average margin. Anything above 70% is going to be considered a good industry average occupancy margin. You know this. We have been given with this line, and revenue PAR stands for PAR per available room. Okay, so revenue per available room is increasing by 20x3 by $136. Guest satisfaction score is somewhat the same. It is near to 4.2 to 4.4, so it's okay. Employee turnover has reduced in 20x5 from 20x1, which is a positive thing, but we also need to make sure that the employee satisfaction score remains competitive in the market. So for all those students who have joined this class and they were not my regular batch students, so I'm writing my number for any consultation, or if you need the entire workshop, you can contact me on my WhatsApp. Okay, so for all other students, see, I believe this, they're working on differentiation strategy or cost leadership. They're working on the cost leadership strategy currently, but they should opt for differentiation strategy. So what I believe this is the bestest possible analysis that I could have done, or what I believe this is the bestest possible analysis that I have done in the entire pre-seen session that I have seen till now. Because we have done an entire post-mortem of whatever information they have given us. Now, my point of suggestion is you go back home, read this pre-seen once again. Before going to sleep, please read this pre-seen once again in your maybe you can read it after an hour after having your dinner, but please read this pre-seen once again. I'm going to upload this video on the YouTube channel on my as well as Tabani's YouTube channel as well. For tomorrow, there is a similar question with the name of highlight limited. We are going to solve that question tomorrow. Our solving strategy will be, I'm going to bring pointers of that question in front of you so that we can make it fast. We are going to discuss the pointers and then I'm going to give you a detailed answer as well, so that you can have the bestest possible solution with it. Right? So, what do you think? Was it a good analysis? Do you get an idea of how the questions are going to be tested in the examination? What is your perspective? Okay, so the detailed pre-seen analysis class might be on Saturday or maybe in coming week. The detailed pre-seen analysis class might be on Saturday or maybe in the coming week. So they are working on, sir, why does the company just look almost because the company is going to look perfect because see, the pre-seen is very easy this time. So they are going to make the worsening situation in the exhibits. They're going to make the worsening situations in the exhibits. When will the detailed pre-seen? I've told you that it will be done in the next week. Coming week, we are going to have the detailed pre-seen analysis 29 and 30. Yes, mock exam will be in the last 2 days. Sir, I wanted to ask if focusing on 1 point per 1 mark is good as strategy, especially if drafting the. No, 2 marks for 1 valid point. 2 marks for 1 valid point. For tomorrow, we are going to discuss highlight question. Are going to help us how to construct your answer? Definitely, I'm going to. This is my task. This is something why you guys have paid me. So I'm going to help you out in constructing a good answer. So what is the company main objective and aim? The company main objective and aim is to provide services to the customers. Hamza, what type of question is this? So tell me one thing. Do you get an idea? Was this analysis good enough to give you some picture about how the examiner is basically thinking about the industry and the question? Do you get an idea? What is the ideal number of questions should we attempt before the class, before the exam? At least 5 to 10 questions. Past papers should be attempted before going into the examination. So let's keep our classes here today. Tomorrow we'll be meeting on the same time. Maybe we'll be increasing the time period for Friday and Saturday, but for tomorrow, I've kept it 6:30 to 9 because of the fact that we all are coming from offices. Sir, when will you share the main topic related to our pre-seen? When I'm going to make it, I'm going to share it. Yes, it's good. Pressure become high. Pressure is going to be high. Somewhat, yes, I think it will definitely make the question harder. I don't think so. They're going to make the question harder, but I believe that the questions are going to be more in line with the exhibits that they will be providing. When will the pre-seen mock be done? It will be done in the last 2 classes of our pre-seen examination. Disruptive technology is a risk. Yes, yes, and yes. Airbnb is an example of disruptive technology. How much drafting practice are we going to do in this session? Will it be enough for passing this examination? I have a history of people passing this exam more than 60, 65%, 70% clearing this exam on the basis of the fact that we normally do 3 to 5 past papers in the upcoming days. The leftover handout coverage, I'm going to do the leftover handout coverage as well, Anas, don't worry about that. Let's keep our class till here today. We'll be meeting tomorrow same time, same channel. Take care.